Well, hello friends. Welcome back to browser hacking. Today we are going to work on percentage values in CSS. So basically allowing you to say things like width colon 50%, and you would get an element that takes up 50% of the width of its containing block. Things like that. And we currently don't have any percentage value support in the libweb engine in Serenity, so we're going to have to start with just parsing them. But I think we can do a pretty basic, very naive parser just to get started. But before we do that, let's just make a test page. So percent CSS, I guess. I'm not super familiar with percentage values, but I mean, I have some intuition about how they work, and that's usually all that I have. So I think we can probably work from that. Now, what are we gonna do here? I guess we'll make a container, and maybe we can put some like little bars in here. So say like bar width 25, say, and we can make a couple of different ones. Maybe 100. Ooh, maybe a 50. Okay, and we can put some text in here too. Something like this, and then all we need is some fancy schmancy CSS. So, I don't know, container, background color is black, it's probably enough for that, and then maybe the bars can have background color blue, say, with color white, and then we can just make some classes here. I don't know. I'm not the world's best CSSer, but we can make do. So something like this, if we can make this work, that would be great. I'm just gonna compress it a little bit and put it into a style tag. Nah. Why is typing so hard sometimes? Okay, well, whatever. Good enough. Let's see how that looks. Okay, so basically we have like 25% of the width of the total container. So the container is the black box here. This will be a pretty decent little test, I think. So just to see where we're at right now, let's load that up in Serenity. Percent. Yeah. So here they just fill up the whole thing because there's blocks, and blocks normally take up all the available horizontal space. And if we dump out the style sheets, we can see that it says 25% here, but this is actually the string. 25% is what we think the width value is, which is obviously totally wrong. So let's go in the CSS parser and do something smarter here. So basically parse CSS value here. So the way we parse values right now, and this isn't really the standard way of doing it. It's just kind of ad hoc, but it does work okay-ish. What we do right now is we just try a list of things. So we check, is this a number? If so, we interpret it as a length. Otherwise, we check it against some strings like inherit, initial, auto, and so on. Now, in CSS, lengths and percentages are two distinct things. And a length is like an absolute unit, like like 2 pixels or 5 EM or whatever, whereas a percentage is relative to it can be is relative to something, and it depends on the spec what it's relative to, I guess, but we'll have to look at the spec to work that out, but it's relative. I think it's usually relative to the containing block. That's my understanding anyway. But I know that they are distinct. So here we're going to have to parse it out into something separate. So I guess currently we do this very hackish thing here. If the value that we're parsing ends in px, this is a really weird way of saying that, by the way. We can also just say view ends with px. I feel like this is such a weird way of saying it. Yeah, that's better. And we can do something similar here. So if view ends with percent, then we can just parse the number excluding the percent. So view length -1. Okay, and then I guess here, so if we do get a value from parse number, then if, this is a little gross, but we'll look at the ending here as well. And if it ends in a percent, then we will, instead of returning a length style value, we'll return a percentage style value, which doesn't exist yet, but we can invent it. So basically, a style value is, the style value is the base class of a whole bunch of different classes. It can be like a color or a string or a length or an image, and various other things. And now we're just going to add a different type of style value here. So I think we'll just add a percentage. Let me look this up actually. I think they call it percentage in the spec. I have the CSS saved here finally. Percentage. Yeah, so this is how this usually looks. So like the top property can have a value that's either a length or a percentage, or it can be auto, or it can be inherit. And a percentage is a number immediately followed by a percent. So that's pretty cool. So they are always relative to another value. For example, a length, each property that allows percentages also defines the value to which the percentage refers. Okay, so yeah, so basically if you look up a property, it will tell you what does the percentage refer to. So it may be that of another property for the same element, for an ancestor element, or a value of the formatting context, blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, let's not get too deep into the details here. We can just start hacking on stuff. So our percentage style value class is going to be a little different because internally it will just have a percentage. Which we'll store as a float. I guess defaulting it to 0 seems okay, whatever. And in order to convert it to a string, I guess we can say something like, this is just for debug purposes, like if we're dumping out the style sheets like I was doing, then what's it going to say? So I guess we can say something like G%. Makes sense actually. Percentage. To convert it to a length, so this one is tricky because it's not like I was saying, like you can't just convert a percentage to a length. You need, so let's say here that you can't convert it to a length, at least not without having a reference point. And it's not auto. This code needs a little bit of help. It's a bit confused. So some of the very first stuff I added to libweb, and it's I had a like little bit of a broken understanding of CSS at the time, like the layout aspects of CSS. I'm still not super good at it, but I'm learning as I go. And yeah, so what we need to do here is have a way to compute the value as a length, but it should be a length based on something. So basically, what was it saying here? They're always relative to another value, for example, length. So maybe we'll just say like to length, but it takes a reference value. So let's hide this reference, and we'll return length, and then the value is going to be the percentage divided by 100 times the reference. Wait, what am I doing wrong here? Length, is that what, integer? No, we have float and type. Okay, so let's just pass the type. Length, type, absolute. Oh, wait, hold on. There we go. Okay, so now we can convert a percentage style value to a length as long as we have a reference. That's good. And let me just see if this builds, just to see where we're at. This type here is clearly wrong, percentage. And then we'll add it up here next to length maybe. Okay, so presumably now we can produce these values. Now I've got to do something interesting with them, and we were doing divs inside divs with width, so that'll be in the layout block class, which is where we implement block level layout. And in this case, so the way that we lay out a block level item in libweb right now is first we compute the width, and then if it's not an inline block, then we compute the position, and then we lay out the children, either as inline children or as block children, and then finally we compute the height. So the width property is the very first thing that we compute when we lay out a block. So we can go in here and let's see. So what is the first thing that we do here? Wait, this is such a big lambda. Okay, so the first thing that we do is fetch the specified width, which basically we look up the width property in the specified style for this element. So whatever we got from CSS, we see like, oh, is there a width property? If so, that's what we start from. But if nothing is specified, then we fall back to auto. And I'm thinking that since you can say like width, and width can now be a percentage, so like length or fallback is basically a helper here that gives you a length or another length if we didn't have the value. So I think maybe we should change this function here. So like length width, or maybe this thing should just take a reference for percentages, actually. Reference for percentages. That'll work. And then we can actually compute that internally here. So let's see. So we look up the property, and then if we don't find it, we return the fallback. But if we do find it, then we should check if the, wait, hold on. Let's add a helper. Is percentage. Okay, so now we can ask, are you a percentage, dude? If so, return value percentage style value wait, no, this is a pointer, and then we need to call something. So to length with the reference. Okay. And now we broke all of the callers of this. So now we have to actually, whenever we're looking up a length property, we have to provide the reference. So I guess we gotta go look all these up. So like margin left. Where do you find these? Oh, please help. Okay, let's go to Google. Bing is not the best engine, honestly. I don't know why I started using Bing. I just felt sorry for them, I guess. Because people always dunking on Bing, but like, it's not a good search engine, dude. See, look at this. They knew what I meant. They knew what I meant right away. That's why people say Google. Margin properties. So yeah, when we look at the margin right, margin left, we see that the percentages refer to the width of the containing block. So here, for margin left and right, we have to specify the containing block. Oh, we should probably store that actually. Let's do something like this. Containing block. What happens if we don't have a containing block? We should always have a containing block here, I think. Or what about the layout document? He's a block. He's the root node of the layout tree. When you lay him out, we don't go in normal block layout. Yeah, right, because the document is the width of the browser window, right? You know, minus the scroll bars and stuff. So we actually don't go in here, so that's fine. So then there's always a containing block, because you always have the layout root node at the top of the tree. So we can do this. That's nice. So here we can just say containing block width. And for border left and right, I'm assuming it's going to be like the same. Wait, what is this property actually? Margin left. Border left width. Yeah, of course. Border left width. Percentages. Oh, wait. You can't have a percentage of the border width? Border width percentage CSS. Maybe it doesn't have. Can they be percentages? I don't even know where to look for this. Percent. I mean, if it says not available, I guess you can't. It can't be relative to something. Well, let's just say that they are then if they can't be relative to something, then maybe we needed to have a version of this that worked like before. Let's have two versions then. So let's see. Yeah, and this one will be the same as we had. Clickety-clack. Okay, but then we still gotta go and fix all these other ones. So padding properties. Refer to the width of the containing block. All right. What else do we have? Oh, now we can change this one actually. So other places where we call length or fallback, right here, the width property. Wait, where is that? It's here somewhere. The width property. Percentages, again, refer to the width of the containing block. Okay. Max width, I bet you it's going to be the same. The width of the containing block, look at that. Okay, probably all of these are going to be that. Compute position. All right, so top is not going to be the width of the containing block. That would be weird. Come on. Top. Where's the top property? Maybe there's an index of these somewhere. Box offsets. Top refers to the height of the containing block. Finally. Finally, something else. Containing block dot height. And let's do this here as well. Okay, so width was supposed to be containing block width. Top right is width, bottom is height, left is width. That makes sense. So top and bottom. Okay, and then we have margin top, bottom, width, blah, 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 blah. Margin top, I bet you that's the containing block height once again. Margin bottom, padding top. And then we know that the border, for some reason, does not. You can't save the border as a percentage of the containing block. I don't know why, but I don't make the rules, we just follow the rules. Okay, so did we get everybody? Let's try this out. Wouldn't it be nice if it just worked on the first attempt? Let's see. And look at that. We have percentages. Really cool. That's interesting. So let's see how they interact with height. I guess we can add some height to there. Or wait, let me do it in Firefox so that I see I'm getting everything right. I am not super confident that I'm doing these things correctly, so it's good to have feedback. So we'll do the same thing for height. And then we'll just do this, and so obviously that's not enough. So how do we, we want these guys to have a different width, actually. So I guess we can call it like a V bar. And this one can be an H bar. Okay, so this is the H bar. And the V bar. And the V bar has a width of 20 pixels, say. And do we have to make him display inline block? And then we have to make the V container have a little bit of a different size. So this will be the H container, and then the V container. We need to specify height. So height is 200 px. Okay. I wonder, so like our support for inline block is extremely naive. So I don't know if we'll be able to handle this situation. We'll take a look. No, we don't know what to do here. Let's see. Yeah, this is the inline block stuff needs a lot more work, so we're not going to get that one working like that. But we can at least make a more basic test where we just have a single V bar, maybe. So 25%, something like that. And then it doesn't have to be inline block. This guy can have a background color black. And it doesn't need to have a width either. Something like this. This we should be able to make work. Well, your height is not correct. Also, why is it so wide? How did I manage to make it so wide? Oops, let's take a look at the DOM tree here. Just to verify that we are looking at the correct stuff. So this is our V container, has a bar in it, yeah. But if we look at the layout tree, then we have our div here at the bottom. It's pretty gigantic, and it's 675 pixels wide. Why are you taking up all the available horizontal space? That's suspicious. Because we have the document is 675 wide. Wait, did I put that like outside the body or something? No, it didn't. Okay, how did I achieve this? I don't know how I've managed to do this. But it is after the body, so that's definitely why things look so weird. Is it because of this thing that I made here, maybe? Let's see if we can just, let's just edit this right quick. Or wait, let me use the cool features of the terminal. So parse click. Oh yeah, right, that's how we open it like that. But if we had text editor open, I could drag that shit. Okay. So what if we just remove this BR tag? Yeah, okay, so that BR tag puts him, that was just me doing the self-closing thing. It ruined the parser apparently. Okay, so, but it's still not the right height for this div right here. And why is that? Dump the layout tree, please. So let's see, we say here, height 25% for this text. We have height 25% for this block. Oh dang, but the why don't we compute the height correctly? I wonder, compute height. This guy right here. This is the div that has the text inside of it. So that's 25% inside of it. His height is 14 pixels. So why are you only 14 pixels? It says right here that your height is 25% of your containing block, which is this guy right here. Clearly the containing block, 200 pixels available, 25% of that is not 14. How did we achieve this? Are you display block? Yes, you are. Okay. So, oh wait, I'm staring at the problem right here. We're not respecting percentage. Okay, I was just looking at the thing for too long. So length or fallback, height. I guess the fallback will be auto value maybe, and then the reference is going to be what is the reference going to be? It's going to be the height of the containing block, and the auto value is really just an empty length value. Okay, so we have the height as a length, height, length. Okay. Yeah, so if height is auto, then we don't do anything, basically. Otherwise, we will use the absolute length value of the height property or a resolved percentage value based on the containing block height. Okay, now it's looking a bit better. And oh man, I wish I could like right click on this and be like open in text editor, please. Should add that to the terminal. But man, like these hyperlinks in the terminal are so cool. I love that I can drag this. Let me click. So cool. So if we put this, all right, there we go. Now we respect the height property percentage as well. But yeah, that's not going to be enough to make the inline block work correctly, but at least we got this part done, so that's pretty good. Okay, so I think we'll do maybe a commit here. I should have added a hyperlink to the welcome page. Why didn't I do that at the start? I always forget to do this. %CSS. CSS percentage values. Okay. I guess this is all like one big commit. So libweb. Basic support for CSS percentages. Many properties can now have percentage values that get resolved at lay when we lay out. Get resolved in layout. The reference value. What is this a percentage of? Differs per property. So I've added a helper that I have a helper to provide reference value in it as an added parameter to the existing to length, or what was it called? Length or fallback? Length, yeah, length or fallback, right. I think that turned out pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good, pretty good. I like it. So I think maybe, wait, I should sync so I can see the welcome change. But I think we're going to be done here for today because it's a bit late and it's been a very busy day, so don't have all the time in the world right now. And oh, I'm going to add a BR there because I keep forgetting. But I don't have that much time to hack tonight, so I think this will be good. We did some good stuff here. Oops. Clickety clack, clackety click. Cool. Okay, this is it for today. We did basic percentages, fixing up the width and the height property, and many more, and it's nice. I didn't hack on layout forever, especially not in videos, so I'm glad to do that. And I know that the layout stuff can seem like confusing, but if you're interested in hacking on it, then the best way to do that is to just go and look at these. I really like the CSS round 2 spec because it's really quite simple, and you can go here and like read about how these things work, and then mapping them to concepts in libweb shouldn't be that tricky actually. And I know like Linus has been doing some of that recently, just figuring out some web bugs, and it's not so bad. Anyways, it's nice to be working on it a little bit. So thanks for hanging out, and I hope you saw something interesting, by the way. See you next time. Bye.